Black pill, black pill, black pill. Black pill is everywhere. If you see on TikTok or YouTube where they take attractive men and cut it into edits. Black pill edits are very aesthetically pleasing to people because they show, oh, if you're ugly you can't do this, but if you were attractive you could do this, that, and the third. You can say weird stuff, you can do this, that, and the third. And guess what? They're still going. They still actively want to be around you. And I think to myself, who is the most popular people that they use? And one of them was Twitch streamer Marlon. And why I use Marlon specifically is because we see him and how women interact with him. He doesn't have to put that much energy to get that much back into himself. Him being Marlon is enough. Another example is Duke Dennis. Duke Dennis doesn't have to do that much. Duke Dennis literally just exists and they come to him. Now, is it because of his status? Yes. It's because of his name? Yes. And it's also because he's a YouTuber. He has the name, he has the clout, he has the fashion, and guess what? They're going. And that's fine. My thing is with black pill editors, they're not putting the steps forward for them to do that themselves. Why would you not put that same energy into the edit into yourselves? Because then you can become attractive and do the stuff that you want. If you're so, if you need to become attractive to do this, why don't you become attractive? And a lot of them fail to do that. They just look up, but they never put the actual effort into becoming a better person. And I feel like the black pill has an extreme effect on children. And if you genuinely think about it, kids are extremely susceptible to the black pill because they're all about looks. Kids know when someone's ugly. You ask a kid right now if you're ugly and they say yes, you're genuinely ugly. And a lot of these kids are going to grow up with some type of disorder. They're going to just not appreciate themselves entirely because they know at the end of the day they are not attractive. They're not TikTok attractive. They're not attractive in general. And this self-esteem issue is going to become a very common issue among the younger half of Gen Z and the very young Gen Alpha. They're always on their phones. They're very exposed to this content, and they're going to have very much a lot of insecurities that they can't do nothing that actually can do a lot about. But it's going to take a lot of self-healing to do. And the black pill has an extremely terrible effect on these kids because of that. You're already setting these kids back with the attention span, but now you're setting them back in their own self-confidence that they are not attractive. And anyone that diverts from this, the people that are unconventionally attractive, now get ostracized because they're not attractive. See how that cycle goes? Even though, yes, we did do it ourselves, but at the end of the day, we were just because now they're actually targeting because they know what the standard of beauty is. They know it. They've seen it through media, but now they've seen it through their phone of who is the it girls who are the very attractive men and what it's like to be attractive. If you don't fit this box, most likely would be immigrants or people that are poor. They can't do that. They can't put the money towards themselves to become attractive. Then they will be bullied and ostracized in this environment, which is obviously middle school and high school, where children are going to be very influenced by influencers. They're going to see with their own two eyes what is and isn't out of fashion, this, that, and the third. And high school is very important for those type of things, for those social interactions. So to be ashamed of yourself, especially in your looks department, is going to ruin those who do not fit in. That's going to ruin their high school experience. I know high school isn't everything, but for those, it's a foundation for their social skills and everything else. So to ruin it, you're fundamentally stunting their growth emotionally and physically, and also mentally, because they're not used to this environment, because they can't be around people, they can't do this, that, and the third. That ruins everything for them until they make some level of growth at school. For example, if we got a kid named Josh, and Josh views himself, he watches TikToks, that's black pill TikToks that say, oh, I'm very unattractive, this, that, and the third. You have this trait or that trait, you're unattractive. He also becomes susceptible to YouTubers that are going to sell courses on becoming attractive, when in reality, it's very easy to find what you need to become better by the black pill. But because he now becomes more susceptible, because he doesn't fit the ideal standard, he becomes susceptible to shelling out his money to become attractive and trying to fit in socially when he never had to do this to begin with. Could he do it for his own? Yes, but when people do black pill for all the wrong reasons, they become an example of going down the black pill rabbit hole. For instance, I can't say their names properly, but it's the twins that were okay looking, they were fine, that became very unattractive when they went under the needle, under the surgical needle. And there's nothing wrong with needing surgery. If you genuinely think, oh, this, that, and the third, and you want to take surgery, that's fine. But they didn't need it, and they did not improve their looks. They reversed themselves into a bad example. There's thousands. If you look on the Reddit, Blackpill subreddit, there are hundreds of examples of people taking it too far. People eye fishing, like trying to get Korean eyes when they don't need that. They don't need to do all these extreme things to become attractive. To become attractive is one, outwardly, but two, internally. Having a good self-esteem, good confidence, and being able to say, I am enough. And if you do not think that, that's fine. Go somewhere else. The door is open. And that's where a lot of them lack is internal self-esteem, because they don't have external self-esteem. They have no external fulfillment from others that causes them to have it. And this becomes a cycle until they A, take the internal time to become better, or B, they won't, and they will go down a black pill rabbit hole where they will live the fantasies that they want to do through other people, like Duke Dennis, Marlon, or this, that, and the third, whoever they use as an example. And the black pill is dangerous because of all of this cycle is going to keep going on for generations and generations. The black pill becomes dangerous because of the effects that it has on a person psychologically, mentally, and emotionally, and ruins one's confidence. It becomes ruined because that means, two, people that they do want to go up to is super shallow. They just admire them for their looks. And C, it just ruins people's perception of everything because you can't do this and you can't do that. When it ruins people's ability to connect with others when they're so focused on looks. And looks do matter. They absolutely do matter. But it's what gets you in the door. But it's not like looks get you in the door, but your personality matters. The way you present yourself. For example, if Marlon displayed not masculine body language, he stuttered, he didn't look you in the eyes, he couldn't shake your hand or touch you properly, he would be very undesirable. There's still women that would talk to him, but not as much as he has now, because he has self-confidence. He knows what he is. That's what makes them so confident and self-assured on themselves. Being able to know that I am enough and I am the guy. Blackpill as a whole it's a good thing to tell people that they can improve their looks, but on the other hand, it is a negative, because if those who don't fit the criteria massively will become bullied. We've seen this all throughout the internet. Those who are physically disabled are very much made fun of just because that's how they were physically born, which obviously they can't do nothing about without getting surgery. And of course, if they can't afford it, then they're just stuck being ridiculed and being made fun of for the rest of their life. And that's nothing that they can't do nothing about. In the end, the black pill is a good and a bad thing, but just like all things, it really just depends on the user and what they want out of this. If they're willing to do anything to become attractive, then they're going to lose themselves whole, because they're going to do anything to become attractive. But if they just do the basics, then they will be perfectly fine. But